What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. I'm one of your hosts, Keena Johnson, alongside Nathaniel Redden.
Hello.
No one else here today, unfortunately. Amalgam Show. What's it about, mate?
It's about big Venus.
Yes, it is.
It's about some of the things that we enjoy to talk about.
That is true.
Pop culture-y things and nerdy things that we care about.
Correct. This week's topic...
And big Venus.
No. This week's topic is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a one-on-one interview with Nathaniel, since that's just the two of us. Basically, I'm going to ask him who he'd rather kill, me or Nina. But we'll get to that later. But first, some housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Be sure to check out our Dragon Ball Super discussion video and a Pizza Time episode 14 where we get spicy.
Spicy. Pizza time.
That'll be
Jump
Friday. If you have any questions for the show, please.
Pizza time for the players.
Or comment below. And if you enjoyed the show, please like it and subscribe. But first, what have we been into this week?
What have we been into this week, Keena?
Me? So, I've been playing FighterZ again.
Mm-hmm.
I finally finished the story. I got words about this.
You got words about this?
Words. So, there's 3 arcs.
Mm-hmm.
The first is the Super Warriors arc, which is the good guys. And you're like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. And you like, it's a bit slow, but not terribly slow. You're like, oh yeah, I win. And then you get to the end, and then like, Whis is like, haha, I wonder what happened really, because we only got a bit of the puzzle. Find the other things to find out. Excuse me. So you play the Enemy Warrior arc, which is where you start off as Frieza. I'm like, okay, they're going to fill in the gaps. No, it's a completely new story. What I thought this was going to be is like a movie, where it's just the one story. It's 3 different stories.
Of course it is.
It would have been cool if it was pseudo-canon, like a movie. But no, they went and video game up to it. I'm like, oh, okay, this doesn't take place ever. Because it can't. But okay, and then the Frieza stuff, you game over. Like you
they
get
went and
the old
video
Frieza.
gamed it up again.
Yes. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but not for fighting game stories. With Frieza, you join up with like the Ginyu Force and Nappa, and eventually you find Cell, and you're like, oh, and then you take down Android 21. Yay! You have to team up with Goku as well towards the end. But that takes forever because you're like, fucking god, these clones are so annoying. And like, it's so easy. That's the worst part, is that it's easy and mind-numbing. Until you get to the Android 21 arc. And then they start getting difficult. I'm like, this is good. But not fun difficult, just weird difficult. Like, they're still easy to beat, but they might take down one of your characters instead of nothing. And then the Android 21 arc is...
As long as it's not ridiculous difficult where it's like just...
It doesn't get super spiked. Like, it doesn't like, oh my god, I'm fucking stuck here.
Like Cuphead.
Yeah.
I literally was like, maybe I should just kill myself.
I've even got to other parts in fighting games, like Xenoverse. I've gotten stuck in, and I'm just like, fuck. And then I come back the next day, it's fine. But, you know, the Android 21 arc is you start off as Android 18, and then you get 17, and 16, and 21, and... Oh, I just remembered. So the 21, do you want spoilers for that?
I feel like it wouldn't be a show without it.
So, Android 21, in the other 2 arcs, she's like, I'm fucking hungry! And then transforms into Margin Android 21.
I'm fucking hungry!
Pretty much what she says. And then, but in the Android 21 arc, and then she starts eating everyone. In the Android 21 arc, she's like trying to suppress her hunger, because she knows she'll turn into Margin Android 21. She's like, oh, I'm hungry! 16, you'll calm my tits for some reason. I don't know why. She pretty much revives 16 to keep her calm.
Isn't the whole point of it supposed to be like she's 16's mother and Dr. Jiro's wife?
No.
Well, that was like
some weird fan theory you saw before the game came out.
Yeah, it would have been it then. It was just because she had red hair. I think that's why everyone was like, ah!
No, she's got nothing to do with anyone. She's made by the Red Ribbon Army, but like using margin cells, I think that's what's going on. But Boo's still around. But they just find Boo cells and then pick them up and then...
By the Red Ribbon Army.
Oh yeah, that as well. I don't know. Yeah, the Red Ribbon Army is well and truly fucked and dead. It's just a plot thing. That's why this game is not canon. So yeah, you're going around, you're like, and the Android 21 saga, like the other ones, you pick up people along the way. You're stuck with 18 and 16 for fucking ages. And 21, she's with you, but she's not playable until she splits herself. Mm-hmm. Her evil part, who wants to be hungry and eat things, becomes evil. She's like, I'm gonna eat everything! And then good Android 21, she's like, I'm gonna stick with you guys, but then Android 16 dies. You're like, I'm gonna save you, and then sacrifices himself once again to save 21. And then it's just, you go around, you finally get people, and you're like, I found Goku! And then you get all the characters unlocked. I'm like, that's weird. And then you just travel on, like, and then you beat Android 21. It comes down to Android 21 versus Android 21, and Android 21, they both die. But Goku's like, I'm gonna talk to King Yama and see if I can get her reincarnated.
Really?
Yeah.
That was like the end of the game?
That's the end of her arc in the game. You don't actually see her reincarnated, but just like, we'll see. Beerus is like, for fuck's sake, why are we doing this?
FighterZ 2.
I don't think... there is going to be a FighterZ 2, because this game's selling well, but I don't know if it's going to take on the story at all.
Yeah, probably. Probably will be its own.
But yeah, my big problem is, wait, like, between battles, between story beats, you fight 10 sets of clones, and then 3 per set, and you just fucking... It takes forever, and it's so boring, and it's just bad. It's bad game design for 17 chapters, which is a lot. It's ridiculous. But besides that, I think the story is interesting. Like, if you just watch the cutscenes, it's a good movie. You have 3 movies, 3 OVAs, if you will, original video animation. But yeah, and then I finally bought PlayStation Plus, like for a month. Played online, real fucking good. I love it so much. Actually battling people as opposed to bots. For fighting games doesn't usually worry me, but people are so good, especially when they're at your level and you get to like that far health left. And you're like, who's gonna win? And then someone lands in like a final attack. You're like, for fuck's sake, it wasn't me. I 10 out of 10 recommend playing it online.
Yeah.
You will get your ass hands because for me, I'm not very good at games, especially fighting games, but I'm at like a 50% win rate. I'm at 25-12. Like, that's my official scorecard. Yeah. Which is not bad for someone like me. I'm getting cat hair in my eyes.
It's no good.
No, allergies. But then I also saw Black Panther. And guess what? Pretty fucking good movie.
It's good.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, let alone Black Panther.
Thor Ragnarok. I'm thinking of Kyron.
I haven't seen Thor 2.
Oh, fair enough. Need to be seen. But no, Black Panther's good. It explains Wakanda really well. Like, it sets up that world very, very well. And then, like, I've listened to so many spoiler casts, and they're like, they always talk about the enemy, like the antagonist first, who's really good. It's played by Michael B. Jordan. You know him? Yeah, he really good villain. He's the best. He is the best Marvel villain. Yeah. He actually has motive. You do think if his method wasn't bad, he's a good guy. Like, because his plot is like Wakanda should be sharing their secrets with the outside world. Yeah. Because of political reasons, like modern political stuff, is that the African descendants are so marginalized in all of culture, in the whole world, basically. Yeah. And he's like, if Wakanda could help out our people, we'd win. Like, they'd be good. They wouldn't be living in poverty. They wouldn't be living like shit. They wouldn't have been slaves. And that causes T'Challa to have like a thing. And like, he's the only one actually to learn from his villain, which is what villains should do. Like, you learn something because they're meant to be a reflection of the protagonist and make them grow as good storytelling. But as we know, Marvel villains are fucking shit. Yeah. But 10 out of 10 recommend that movie. I don't know if it is a 10 out of 10, but to me it's up there with like probably at the lower end of like the Civil War, Winter Soldier, Guardians.
I never saw Winter Soldier.
Oh man.
I never liked Captain America.
Winter Soldier is a spy movie.
Everyone told me that Winter Soldier is really good, and I'm like, nah, just can't see it. Anything about that movie that anyone's ever said has made me go, I want to watch this movie.
It's got the best action. like actual people fighting hand to hand, like book, flip a knife, stab in the face. Well, there's no stabbing, but you get real close. The action in it is real good and like real fast and kinetic, and I recommend that movie. It's a spy movie, but I don't know. And the twist, you know the twist from it, don't you? Okay, I'm not gonna say it because you do know. I don't think you can recall it though.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good. Winter Soldier's my favorite movie. What have you been up to?
Been watching Riverdale.
How's that? What season are you up to?
I'm only up to season 1. Like 5 episodes in, I didn't get much time to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
But
are you enjoying it?
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've liked the few episodes that I've seen that Nina's been watching.
Yeah.
But I was like, I actually should probably watch this to actually get invested. So I started from the first episode of season 1, and it's just been a work in progress since the episodes go for fucking ages, and I only have like an hour to spare every day. So
that's the thing about Riverdale, is that they are so, they're still 40 minutes, but they feel long. Yeah, I like the show, but I haven't started the second season, and I hear it gets real bad towards the end of season 2.
Bad? What do you mean?
Like people are like disinterested in what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh no. Like, I like season 1.
It seems pretty good to me. I can see why people would get disinterested though, because it kind of gets ridiculous.
Oh, it is very ridiculous, but I like it because it is such weird teen drama. But whatever the plot line is in the next season, just towards the back half, it just isn't interesting. I'm like, no, don't pull an arrow.
I think it's because they split the season into 2.
Well, they always do that.
Oh, okay.
Every season, like, there's always a break over Christmas, and then they start up again. Every CW show does it. Every show does that. For them, no, not every show. A lot of shows do that. If they have 22 episodes. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Anything else?
I'm trying to play games, but every time I try to play games, something gets in my way, and
the Fire Nation attacks. Fuck.
PewDiePie came back from holidays, so I finally actually got to see a PewDiePie video. And no, it's kind of weird because I know his content is incredibly shit, but it's like addicting. It's like when he's not there, I'm like, wow, there's like nothing, because all of the other YouTubers that I watched have stopped uploading so much. Hey, Shree's been uploading recently again, but his stuff's just not the same anymore. It used to be hilarious, but now it's just, haha, I'm a fat guy and wear silly clothes, and I have a dog now. That's cool. And look, sandals with socks.
I guess
that's pretty much his whole thing. But in his podcasts are pretty good, but I never have enough time to watch his podcast, because his podcast, he like brings out a new one like every 3 days. And
is it on iTunes?
Yeah, I think it's on everything. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes.
That's
what
I mean. Like, can you just like listen to it on the way to work?
Like, I mean, yeah, but now that I work so close, there's no point.
You were still quite a bit out. No.
I mean, I did at one point start listening to his stuff, but I only got through 2 of his podcasts when I was working far away.
Yeah.
How
long are they?
Usually an hour to an hour and a half. So like, they're not standard. Like ridiculous for a podcast.
That's
but
standard.
They're like, I don't know. I think the only thing that I don't like about his podcast is the fact that, like, even if the guests are interesting to me, at one point or another, I become disinterested in the podcast because they just end up talking about something that, like, they only know about because they're friends. Like, Post Malone and Ethan, they were talking about, like, stuff that they did, like, by themselves, and like no one else understood. And so they're just like, oh.
There's the difference between like anecdotal stories that like, oh, this was me in this event, and like I'm gonna share it with everyone because it's funny, as opposed to like in jokes and references. And like, I get that. I've listened to a couple podcasts. I'm like, I don't fucking care about this shit. I just want to know what it was like when you went to San Diego. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I like H3, and he's always been my favorite YouTuber, but it's starting to slow down now. And PewDiePie's content is terrible, but he uploads every day, and it just gives me something to sort of like watch and be brain dead, and then be like, haha, meme. Haha, meme. That's
I
funny.
want to recommend you YouTubers, but a lot of people I follow just aren't your speed, I think.
Yeah.
I'll get you to check them out, but...
I know, I like some... I don't know. I like things... How do I explain this? It's like... I like a wide variety of entertainment, but I think they have to be a certain type of that market, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like just watch or listen to anything.
Yeah.
Like, it even took me this long to even go, oh, I'm gonna watch Riverdale. I finally started watching Dirk Gently, and I was like, okay, this is really good, and then it was cancelled.
Yeah. That's how all good things go. / that's what happens when your writer is a shit cunt. But
no, it's good. It's a good show. But no, I haven't been doing much. I wanted to see Black Panther, but I didn't get enough monies, and I didn't get paid on time, so I couldn't. I was supposed to get paid on Valentine's Day, and I was like, I'm gonna go do some cool stuff, but yeah, I didn't get paid. It kind of sucked.
You know what Black Panther means?
Oh, it's like isn't it like
not what I meant, but
what?
Yeah. What's your answer?
Well, I thought like the original like meaning for Black Panther was like a movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it was a violent movement for civil rights in America. And that's what it is. As opposed to Martin Luther King's peaceful protests, the Black Panthers were violent because they were fed up with peaceful protests, not actually doing anything, and MLK getting shot. I'm like, fuck this, we're gonna attack white people. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm not, yeah. Anyway. Yes, that's not what I was going for. What I meant was, Black Panther's out now. That means there's only 2 months left till Infinity War.
Yeah, which is really cool.
I can't. I've been waiting for this movie for so long, and then after that, it's a year until Avengers 4. Like, it's just.
Don't you mean half the Avengers 4? Because probably someone's gonna die. You reckon Iron Man's gonna die?
See, I don't know.
Probably.
My theory was that everyone was going to die and then get brought back with the Time Stone. But you've seen Civil War.
Yeah.
Remember how Tony was doing that thing where he could see stuff like his memories, and like you were talking to Ma and Pa, well, parents, Pa, Superman's parents. That technology is being brought back in Avengers 4 because there's been set photos of everyone, including Ant-Man, back at the Battle of New York, Avengers 1. And everyone's in their Avengers 1 costumes, and everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? And they're all wearing like a wristband thingy, which everyone thinks is and the directors kind of confirmed it by saying, yeah, it's the tech from Civil War that makes you see into your memories. So instead of time traveling, you're memory traveling.
Okay.
Ant-Man's along for the ride for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm interested in that. Sorry, spoilers for Avengers 4 based on set photos.
Spoilers for Avengers 4 in, like, what, a year and a half?
months. Yeah. And again, we get it a week before
When's
America.
Deadpool 2 coming out?
Halfway through June. So yeah. So yeah. I keep forgetting that movie's happening. I'm so excited for Cable. The Cable scenes seem like they're the John Wick part because it's one of the John Wick directors.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the action. Whether or not that movie will be good, who's to say? But I think we should move on.
We should move on.
So, gotta do some stuff on the Mac because life is hard and it hates me. So, I'm gonna do just a sort of interview about your past. First, I want to ask, what do games mean to you? In the context of, are they like just fun toys that you like? Are they like, oh, these are fun, blah, blah, blah? Or are they like a meaningful art form? Or are they like another mechanism for you to get stories from? Or how do you view and how do you treat video games?
I guess,
very important question.
Like, it depends on what part of my life you're talking about. Because Nowadays, I look at them as more of like an artwork, and I think that respect comes mostly from my oldest brother, because he always talks about them like they're an artwork, because he works in the industry. So whenever he sees a game, he always talks about like, for example, when I was playing Night in the Woods with him when I was over in Canada, he was talking about how the physics of the leaves work when you walk through them, how they sort of skew and move around, so it looks like the leaves are like rolling in the wind when you run through them. And just like the pretty artwork, pretty much. Just the way it looks.
Night in the Woods is a very beautiful game.
So nowadays I've found myself enjoying games that look a lot more pretty and have a lot more meaning to them than just like, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah, and that's why I've never got on like bored with like Overwatch. Overwatch looks like a Pixar movie, and like the cartoons, well, the cutscenes that they have, I would watch an Overwatch movie. Like if they were to come out, like Blizzard themselves is making an animated movie, I'd watch that. But I don't care about what's the payload.
I played Overwatch for a little bit. I didn't enjoy it for several reasons, but the two main would have to be Australia's shit internet, and the second would have to be just the fact that it's so repetitive. Like, okay, for example, like, okay, you could be like I was just a fairly new person to the game. I didn't really know what I didn't know a whole heap, and like me as a gamer, when I think of games, I think of like single player games, because that is what I always played. But when I went into an online environment after never being in one for so many years, because I grew up without much internet really until I moved to Brisbane, online is like a whole different ball game to me, and that's why I've sort of not played as many games recently. Because a lot more
AAA games are
just online. I
think that's why you have gravitated towards indie games.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% reasonable. I'm very excited for games such as Crackdown 3, because it's bringing back an old favourite, and
we'll see if that ever comes out.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't think of any other games that are coming out that I'm actually keen for, and I haven't been able to think of games that are coming out for a long time. It's been like 3 years since I've been excited for a game.
Yeah, well, for me, for excitement, this year is probably Red Dead 2, which is an open world single player game, and that game's gonna be so fucking intense. And then Kingdom Hearts 3. But
see, I wanted to, like, Kingdom Hearts is such a fun concept to me, and I love the idea of it. I've only ever been able to play the first part of the first game.
Yeah. I think if you were to buy PS4, I'll help you track down. I'll buy the HD collection for the first game, and you can just go through them at your own pace. Like, each world is about 2 hours long. I was going to say an hour long, but that's when you know what you're doing. But yeah, no, 2 hours long. And then, like, it's got saved. Like, the only thing about, because they are PS2 games, they use save points as opposed to auto-save. That's the only knockdown I can give those old games besides their controls, especially the first game. But other than that, you could probably just chug through them. And then, Kingdom Hearts 3 will be out. And you're like, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. And you're like, oh my god. Fun shotlocks.
I mean, I did play Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
And I finished Ventus and Sapphire.
Aqua.
Not the Pokemon game. I finished Ventus and Aqua. I'm sorry, it was when I was in grade 7, so I can't remember the names properly. But I didn't finish Terra. I think I started Terra, but I didn't like Terra as a character to begin with. So.
He becomes the bad guy, which is why he's hard to like. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, I have so many opinions on that, but I don't know. So, you can tell that's dead. What's the first ever game you played that you remember?
Ever game I played that I remember. I can't remember the name of it, but it's some weird worm game where you trench stuff out. I don't know what the fuck it was. No, it wasn't that.
Not Worms?
It was something else. It was like a weird game on the old Windows 98 system.
You sure it's not Worms?
I'm definitely sure it wasn't Worms. It wasn't like, okay, like, you were a worm.
Yeah.
But the way it played was sort of like a mixture between Snake and Dig Dug.
Okay.
So, like, you were a worm, and it was a 2-player game. You dig through the dirt. It was like a pixelated thing.
Yeah.
And you would have to, like, I think you would have to grow, but I can vaguely remember it. And you would have to win against the other person somehow. I don't know if that meant like running in front of them or whatever.
It sounds like Tron.
It
the
was
actual Tron game.
It was,
but with underground worms.
yeah, it was weird. I can't quite remember how it.
Yeah.
But I remember that, and there was a bunch of games like that. There was one game I played on the old Windows 98 system. I need to find it because fuck, it was a fun game. We should do a let's play of it. It was called Jetpack.
That's not Jetpack Joyride.
No.
Tell me about it.
It was just called Jetpack, and you could make worlds and stuff. And me and my siblings used to make like worlds where we would challenge each other to like who could finish this one. And one time I made a world where everyone just stopped playing because it was so fucking ridiculous. That was a fun game, and I think I need to find that. There's a disc somewhere in Roma that has it on there.
I'm sure you could find
that was really fun. It was like a 2D game. You had a jetpack and you had like so much fuel and you had to get through the level.
Is it kind of like the push bike game Free Rider?
No.
Okay.
It's nothing like that.
Okay.
It's
more complex, like you're actually building stuff as opposed to just drawing a line.
You were building stuff, but like you just had to get through the level. So it's kind of like Super Mario World Builder.
Yeah, Super Mario Maker.
That's the one. It's kind of... It was very before its time.
Yeah.
I remember that. But there's a bunch of games that was just like
that.
On this one disc.
Yeah.
And
that's how I experienced most of my PS1 and PS2 games, but just on demo discs.
yeah. But the very first game that I can remember very well was Croc.
Yep.
Croc was a platform game where, very much like Banjo-Kazooie and Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, you were a crocodile. You ran around and
Sure wasn't an alligator?
I don't know, but I mean, like, it was called Croc, but he was very friendly, so I mean, couldn't be a crocodile. I don't know. He was, I feel like, to this day, I still feel like it's an Australian-made game, but I don't
think it is.
I don't know much
that's the thing, like Crash Bandicoot. Bandicoots are an Australian thing, but Naughty Dog made them. They're like, let's just use Australian animals, and like kids love it because there's the dingoes in it, like a dingodile. I can't think of anyone else, but there's still Australian animals, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, just like Spyro, fucking dragons.
Yeah, they're in Australia, fucking everywhere. Just Legends of Gobos.
That's the
1997.
Oh man, I need that.
I always
game
saw the
back.
disc for it. I always feel like people had the case of it. I'm like, why do you have a Croc game? Argonaut games. Published by Fox. Holy Christ. They're British. They liquidated in late 2004. That's tragic.
That is tragic.
Holy shit. They made Star Fox. On the Super Nintendo. Holy shit! What happened?
Yeah.
Whoa. They made
King Arthur's World.
They made Star Fox. They made an old Alien game.
Alien Odyssey.
Oh, they made the Harry Potter games on PlayStation.
Holy shit.
Holy Christ. Emperor's New Groove? I played that game. Emperor's New Groove. It's like not a great game. I hated it.
Bionicle.
Did you play Croc 2? Return of the Croc? And then Malice. Oh, I know Malice. They made the Catwoman game. No wonder they went liquidated.
It was that one. That's the one that did it for them. If it weren't for that, there'd be the fucking...
I've seen this case as well.
There'd be Ubisoft today.
They went to way of THQ instead of Ubisoft. What's Malice? No, I don't know what Malice is. But yeah, wow, what a... What a legacy.
Jesus. I can't get over Star Fox.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like a British creation. Now that you when you think about Star Fox.
I don't know too much about Star Fox, especially the Super Nintendo version. But yeah, I just know that people liked it, and then 64 came out this changes everything. This is a Star Wars game without Star Wars in it. That's what everyone in the 90s sound like. But do you remember your first console? Obviously, you're a PC person, but PCP person.
Okay. So, my first console was a PS2, so PlayStation 2, but it was given to us by some friends. My mother wouldn't let me or my siblings play it because she didn't like us playing. She would let us play PC games, so anything on the computer, fine by her. She didn't give a shit. But for some reason, as soon as it was a console.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But the other thing is, she would buy Game Boys for us. So we played Game Boy.
What is this about console games?
I don't know, but it's not just me. I know so many people that their family was so against the actual consoles. But
maybe it's the only thing I can think of is that you're sitting in front of a TV and that was stigmatized, but sitting in front of a screen or a box.
I think the reason why Game Boys were sort of okay was because it kind of kept you quiet.
Nintendo,
yeah, and it kept you quiet.
So do consoles.
Yeah, but I don't know. But basically, what happened with the PlayStation 2 is it was given to us to use by my brother's friends. We had it for a little bit, and then we weren't allowed to use it for so long that it just broke because it collected dust for too long.
That sucks.
Yeah, but my very first console was a Game Boy Color. No, that was given to me. It was a Game Boy Color that I shared with my sister.
Is this it?
No.
That's not it.
I broke it when I was a kid because I peed on it. It was an accident. I was very, very little, barely even out of being a baby. I was maybe... I could barely play games. If I had a gaming console, I'd be I press buttons. I wouldn't understand anything about it.
Yeah.
But it was a purple one I shared with my sister. The only reason my sister wanted a Game Boy is so that she could play games and fucking show off to my brothers who had older versions of the Game Boy Color. So they're you have something I don't. So me and Vanessa shared that, but I was on the couch one night and I was playing it. And then I fell asleep with it in my arms, and then I peed the bed. And that's how it broke.
That's tragic.
Yeah, it is tragic. But the weird thing is that we have, old bootleg versions of Game Boys from, friends. That, they're, that thick and, this big. But they played Game Boy games. You could still use them as normal Game Boys. It's a simpler time where, that nothing was, super protected electronically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you could just be okay, I'll just create the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And resell it. And no one would care.
Well, people care that you couldn't do as much about it.
The next console I ended up getting at all was a Xbox 360. I convinced Mum and Dad to take the money out of my account. I had a savings account set aside to collect interest when I was a kid. And I begged my parents to take out that to get me an Xbox 360 because my brother Damien got one. And he didn't like sharing. He's you can just share mine. And as soon as I got one, he was really pissed off because he had to work his ass off to get his. And I was just please. I'm okay. So they got me one too, and Damien was really pissed off. But we could play games together, so that was all that mattered. And then I didn't have a PC for a very long time because I just didn't.
Yeah.
And then my brother gave me my first PC because it was his old one, and he got new ones, and he was I don't use this one anymore, you can have it. And it was called Venom. The PC name. No, the PC name was called Venom. And it was because it was just a black and white PC, but on the front of it was this spider shape.
Okay.
But it looked like the Venom logo. So We called it Venom.
Okay.
And it just ran on Windows XP. And it eventually broke, and I was sad.
Yeah.
And then I had another computer from my oldest brother that ran Vista, and no surprise, it broke in 2 weeks, which really sucked.
Poor Vista.
And it wasn't because of anything I did. It wasn't like a software issue. It was just like the computers were getting old. The first one died because the power shorted it, shot through the motherboard and broke it. The second one was something similar, but it was just the power supply messing up, and it shorted the motherboard. So couldn't do anything to help it. But then I got that one there when I finally turned 17, I think, or just before I turned 17.
I thought you got that after you moved out.
No, I've had that one for a while now. Had some of the best stuff in it when I first got it, but now it's got like some of the most mediocre stuff in it that you could imagine.
We only run indie games, so it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I can run whatever. I can't run 1050, 1080. That's the one I mean. 1080. I can't run that on that because the graphics card isn't good enough for it. But since my very first console, which is the 360, I got a Wii for Christmas. I shared it with my sister again, but she got her own Wii after my oldest brother moved to Canada. So then I got the one that's in the lounge room now, which is the one that we were sharing. Yeah. And I was given a PS3 by my brother. Okay. Because he was moving away. All those Blu-rays were from my brother.
Yeah.
He gave me a lot of stuff when he moved away because he didn't need it. Like, he couldn't keep it. So I had all those three, and I felt so amazing because when Anthony moved away, I had officially obtained every next-gen console at the time, and I was like, yeah. And that lasted for about half a year. And then Wii U first came out, and then I was like, oh man, I want to get a Wii U, I can get one, it's not that hard. And then by the time I was like, okay, I'll get a Wii U even though they're shit.
No. Xbox One.
Yeah, Xbox PS4. One and PS4 were announced, and I was like... And it's really hard to realise that they've been out for so long.
Like, they came out in 2013.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years. We are, on a normal console cycle, we are due for new consoles.
It's so hard to believe because they're only just starting to get good.
Yeah, I think they got good 2015. Yeah, 15 was like when Phantom Pain and a bunch of... Last year, I think, a lot of people are saying 2017 is like one of the best years of games because of the Switch stuff, which includes like Zelda, Mario. There was stuff like Horizon,
Crash Bandicoot
remakes, just so much stuff last year. It was incredible. Cuphead is a technical achievement and an aesthetic achievement, in my opinion. Whether you can finish the game based on your skill level, but no, that Cuphead's amazing.
It's good. I love the art style, and that's what I give it respect for, but I think the idea of it just pisses me off because it's just another game that's like, it's hard, and that's why it's fun, and I just don't enjoy it as much. Like, if it was like... If you could get more level ups, or like, you could grind, I'd be like, yeah, this is fun. But the fact that you've just got to like...
It's all skill
get
based.
good.
Yeah. It's hard.
That's the part where you're like, well, whatever. I'm sick of it. But yeah, I eventually got the Xbox One, and now I'm finally looking to get a Switch and a PS4, which is
good luck.
Hopefully soon, but
who knows?
We'll see.
Do you have a favorite game series?
Favorite
game and or series?
Okay,
sometimes they are very different.
Okay. Favorite game series
is Kronk.
I think by default it would have to be Fable.
Oh yes.
Just because I've played those games time and again, and I still would go back and play them because
I just
enjoy them so much.
Kyron plays them so much, and I'm like,
they're so old now, but they're still got so much value because the way that you can play the game, the way that you can change your character like so differently, you can play it so differently every time. I think that's what makes the game
and
so fun.
It seems like they're pretty quick to finish, like about 20-30 hours.
You can finish them fairly quickly, yeah. Fable 2 is probably the longest.
Yeah.
Fable 1 was long if you dicked around.
Yeah.
But Fable 2 was like one of those... I feel like maybe it wasn't the longest, but it always felt like it went for so long because every time you got to this point it'd be like, oh, it's almost over. Like you felt like it was ending, but then it wouldn't. And then it wouldn't. And then it wouldn't, and then you get to the final boss and you didn't even realise it was the final boss. And I think that's what disappointed me, because they kept on like egging on like it was about to end, and then it didn't. And then you get to this point and you literally shoot and the main bad guy is dead. You give one shot.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, someone else does. Okay. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But it turns out apparently the main boss was supposed to be like this battle before that, where you were pretty much fighting rocks in Fable 2. But Fable 3 was mostly just about the story. Yeah. It wasn't like more fun to play. It was the only Fable game where your character could talk. It was definitely mostly about the story, and I did enjoy the story in Fable 3, but it was just a shame that they didn't carry on to another Fable game, because they could have really upped their game so much from that and created something amazing.
Yeah.
But it has been announced that they're going to do either a reboot or
reboot, not a necessarily remake. Can't remake. Games are so weird.
I think the best move that they could make, which would make everyone happy at this point, would be to start from after number 1 again. Or maybe even in between number 1 and number 2 and explain that story.
Yeah.
Even if they don't change the course of that story and be like, Fable 2 never happened, if they could just explain what happened.
Yeah.
Because there was so much that was just like...
Wasn't it like 500 years or something between 1 and 2?
Yeah, because in Fable 1, by the end of it, everything was still fine and normal. But in Fable 2... it was like, oh yeah, all the heroes are dead and the guild doesn't exist anymore and you're like the last hero, and then there are 3 others, but they're all like, they only concentrate on one thing, and it's super fucking different. And also your sister from the first one is now like some wise witch or something. It was fucking weird. It's a really fucking intense game, like on the mind.
Yeah.
But and then there were like a lot of weird Easter eggs in it as well.
Okay.
For anyone who played Fable, if you know of Chesty, it's the real shit.
The only thing I really know about Fable 2 is that they had a DLC so you could bring back your dog.
Yeah, that was like the best godsend. Yeah. I know so many people who bought it just so they could do that.
Yeah.
But
or you could get the Game of the Year edition or like complete edition.
The question is, can you run Crysis 2?
I'm like, oh no, I can't. Like I said on my PS3, but I'm like, no, I can't. No, wait, I can because my disc drive doesn't work anymore because it can't read Blu-ray. But then I remembered I have Crysis 2 downloaded, so I can run it.
I found Crysis kind of weird.
Crysis is a very interesting series.
I'd like to play it again. I didn't finish it the first time. I played a little bit.
3 was one of those crossbow games.
However,
do you have a favourite game?
Like right now or of all time?
Of all time.
Oh, that's like a hard...
I know.
I mean, I could say... I could say many things, actually. I mean, if I were to say something currently... The terrible thing about my taste in games right now is the fact that if I go back through and play it, I'm not going to be as amused as the first time.
That's the case with a lot of games. Because they're shorter experiences.
With indie games at the moment, they're like, teaching you a lesson. Like, my biggest peeve about indie games is like they always have like these story morals. Like, the moral of the story is this. But the problem with indie games is that their catch is, this is their hook. This is what drags people in to want to play them, is you can make decisions in the game, right? But literally every indie game that I have played since 2013, which is about when I started playing indie games, that has said that, and you can like create your own. Every time I have played an indie game like that, they like the decisions, they don't matter. The decisions don't matter. You get the same ending anyway, and barely anything changes. It'll just be throughout the gameplay. Maybe someone's dead, or maybe someone's alive, or maybe you did something that caused like a thunderstorm at one point in the game, so like you could run around in a thunderstorm that no one else could. It's like an Easter egg, or like it would just be like little things like that. It would never actually properly affect the outcome of the story.
I think indie games, and even like Telltale games, which is they're technically indie games, but anyway, they have these things like, the best way I've heard them described is that you have a colouring book, and the way you colour it is different, but you're still going to have the finished product, which is the coloured in thing of the outline.
That is a good point, because I mean, like, The Wolf Among Us is a really good example of that, because no matter what you actually did in Wolf Among Us, everybody got that same ending. Where you were like, wait, what the fuck happened? And everyone had to YouTube it because no one understood.
Yeah, but my point of reference was Walking Dead, the series before that. You got the same ending. But no, it's the fact that like Walking Dead was the first game where like, oh, decisions in terms of like multifaceted, like who's alive, how are you treating these people, blah 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 blah, and then you get the ending and everyone's like, oh no, the ending's different, the ending's all the same. But then you pick up in season 2, which is not how games should work, but then you get to keep those relationships to a certain degree. I think we're from an age where we grew up with binary games like Infamous. You go good or evil, with Prototype, good or evil. That Spider-Man game, which is basically Prototype. Web of Shadows, good or bad, basically. Good or less good.
Red and Blue, or Big Black Boy.
Yeah, basically. Like, it was very binary, but now we're trying to get into the minutiae of things. That's why, like, yes, all these games, and like a lot of games, like, oh, you get down to the final thing, and you're like, oh, this is the final scene, and you're like, oh, make a decision. That's why I like Last of Us. Last of Us has a thing where you like, it feels like you're gonna be make a decision, but it forces you to do the thing because that's the way Naughty Dog wants you to play that game. And you're like, I respect the fuck out of Naughty Dog in Last of Us. But yeah, no, for me, Last of Us is my favorite game.
Okay.
But yeah,
I can understand why. It's a really good and beautiful game, especially for its time.
It still is. Like, you get that thing on PS4, it's still a gorgeous PS4 game.
I think my favourite games are story and open world, and I think that's why I liked Fable so much. I enjoyed Skyrim because you could kind of create your own story, but it was...
But there's no actual story. There's stories. There's stories. Like,
there's stories, but no actual linear.
Where like it's hard for like, I think Red Dead had a really good story. Like, you cut out. There's a lot of shit you need to cut out, but like basically if you cut out Mexico, I think that game has a really good narrative, and then you get to the end, and you're like, this is really really good, and then the epilogue is really good. I don't really want to spoil it, even though that game's like 8 years old now.
Okay.
But you know, Red Dead's a really good game. In terms of like an open world narrative, because it's really hard to do that, because you're like, you have this thing to do, but you go fuck around and play knife game.
I'll tell you what game I really did enjoy.
What's that?
I mean, like, you could say this for the whole Saints Row series, but the game I enjoyed the most out of all of the Saints Row games, this includes number 1, number 2. Wow. Like, I played others first and then went back and tried to play them, but I didn't like them too much.
1's a San Andreas.
Yeah, it's
2 is 2 is where they start being wacky, and 3.
Yeah. But my favorite. Can you guess which one it is? Out of all of them. Yeah, it is the third.
Everyone loves the third.
I love the third one because, I mean, like, yeah, the fourth one is, like, ridiculous and is, like, I've got superpowers and stuff like that, but I think what makes the third one so good is, like, you're just a regular ass dude. Yeah. And you're like, man, I'm just gonna steal some fucking cars and drive some jet planes and literal jet plane helicopters.
Yeah. Like, my brother played that for so much. And I think the only other game that he played more than that was Just Cause 3.
Just Cause 3 is also a really nice game, but again, a lot of like, yeah, there's not really much.
Kyron enjoyed the mission and just like doing the things, and he played that for fucking ages. He probably logged like 150 hours in that game.
Yeah,
just flying around, not doing anything. He like put on podcasts and just fly around. Just Cause 3 is the best Superman game there is. Like, and best Spider-Man game, and yeah.
I do have it and I need to play more of it because I did play it for a little bit and I enjoyed doing the missions, but it was almost a game too easy.
Yeah, well, I don't think that game's really bad as a challenge. No. I think the whole series.
If you bought the DLCs before you finish the main quest, you win.
Ah.
Yeah, because you have like the jetpacks and you have the.
Oh, yeah.
You already have the grappling hook and the normal thing, yeah. But you have the jetpacks and you have all of those extra weapons. There's a weapon where you literally like point a laser pointer and it shoots lightning from the sky and it like just destroys everything in that area.
That's a Ratchet and Clank weapon.
Yeah. So like you could do that. Like what I would always do is like just fly up in the sky, chuck out my parachute, and then just point a laser pointer and just destroy everything. I mean, like, it had a recharge at least, but, like, while it was recharging, you just switch to a fucking rocket launcher. Or, like, throw grenades and switch back. And then even if you ran out of ammo, you still had some of those weapons that just recharged. And you also had, like, if you were flying, you had missiles and, like, machine guns and stuff attached. So, you're just unstoppable.
I think why people love that game.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous. And
it's really fun to play. But if you're looking for a story, no way. Find something else. Yeah, find something else. But like, I remember like thinking about Just Cause and Just Cause 2. Whenever I heard about that, everyone's like, "Oh, it's really serious." But was it?
Maybe the first one. The second one gets a bit zany. I played the second one for free for a bit. I'm like, this isn't for me. Like, I get the cool grapple thing. It wasn't. It was to blow everything up, but it didn't. Just Cause 3 leaned into it so hard, just like, we know what we are. We're a Fast and Furious movie. Like, just no rules attached, just fucking blow shit up. You can fly. You want to be Superman? Fly. Yeah, like, Just Cause 3 knew what it was. I don't know about the original Just Cause. When everyone thought it was just cool.
I feel like a game I really would have enjoyed would have been Uncharted. I've never played any of them, but every time I hear about Uncharted, I'm like, man, that sounds like a game I would fucking love.
Uncharted is basically Indiana Jones for 8 hours.
Okay.
But like, the character interactions, like, Uncharted is, we're getting better as an industry, but at the time, they were the best written games between characters, like character interaction. Let's say like the stories were, oh, you find a lost city, boom, you blow it up because you're a useless archaeologist, which is every Indiana Jones movie. But it was the character interactions. It was the set pieces of action. It was the graphics. It was the technical aspect. Like, they were pushing not only the PS3 but all graphics and everything at the time to their absolute max. And that's why, like, those games are technical marvels. And I don't think we talk about how hard, like, the certain aspects of how video games are made now. Like, people don't talk about, oh, we did this thing, we had to like use the things in the back end, like, to make, like, because with Uncharted 3, they're like, we made the water do the thing. No, we made the ship do the thing so that it would imitate that it's being on water, but while the water's just stable. Like, they would talk about the actual physics of their stuff, whereas as an industry, I don't think we talk about how games work anymore, because it's just, all the consoles now are just PCs. And everything just runs in Unreal Engine 4 or Unity. Like, yeah. I don't know. For me, the PS3 generation is very special, because that's where I switched on and like became alert. Like, oh, video games are an art form. Uncharted 3 is good. Last of Us is real fucking good. And then PS4 came out. Like, I have no money. I'm a uni student. What is Shadow of Mordor? But yeah, I think that about wraps us up.
Wraps us up.
What did you? How did you think of this episode? Did you enjoy this format?
I did enjoy this format.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Sorry, we do have one thing. We actually got an email.
We got an email
From October. You know how last week I said I haven't checked the email in months?
Yeah.
Like, you should check it, so I checked it. I don't know if the real email, that's the thing though.
Okay.
It comes from Gavin Peters, apparently.
Yeah.
And it says, ran across ya on YT a minute ago. Keep progressing, ... I see potential. Had to like and subscribe, for real. Do me a favor and return the love, ?
Oh.
So, I do not know if you're real Gavin Peters, but I appreciate the spam, at the very least. It didn't go through the spam folder, so I assume you're somewhere real. You did give a link to a legitimate YouTube thing,
Okay.
called Esoteric Beats. That's ESOTERIK Beats on YouTube. Just search for them, check them out. They're like R&B beats, rapping beats.
I wonder how he found us at probably like looking at Dragon Ball stuff like everyone else does.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to find the fucking episode. Find this bullshit.
Spanish man, we love you. I think you're Spanish. So yeah, sorry we were late reading that email. So if you want to email us and pimp out your stuff or just say hello, email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com.
Amalgam's how.
Or just comment below, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell to watch them.
We need to make a wiki how about Amalgam's how.
Joey.
We'll do a YouTube tutorial. How to make a wiki how.
If you like our content, check out our Dragon Ball Super discussion and our Pizza Time, episode 14, online, A Realm Reborn. And that's it. Until next time.
If you don't like us, report us.
Please sponsor us, Mountain Dew.
Bye.